Are you a local business running Facebook ads, or you've got an agency running ads, and you hear about this learning phase? I'm going to go through this video, explain what it is, the interpretation around when it will engage, and my thoughts on the adjustments that you guys should be doing with it. So let's go through here and let's read through it. So learning phase, you're not too sure. It's like you're running ads and it's saying, hey, if you make a significant edit or it's the beginning of an ad, it's going to want 50 conversions to happen in a 7-day period. If it doesn't get it, it's going to be unhappy. Now, I haven't found that to be totally true. Yes, it does say loading. It's a bit scary, but I've found the results not to be too bad. But let's go through and say what exactly will trigger the learning to happen again. And if you look through it, it's pretty much like anything now will trigger the thing to happen. Now, I haven't found this to be totally true. So any change to targeting, I don't think I've seen it trigger learning as much as it's saying here. Any change to ad creative. Now, this one's interesting because any change it's saying, so that's headline, graphic, your text, your link, maybe you change it. Again, I haven't found that to be totally true of my ads where I've gone in and adjusted it and it's caused the learning phase to happen. Any change to optimization event, well, yeah, that makes pretty much sense. You're changing the objective. The AI's got to figure out you've switched from messages to lead forms or something silly. That makes total sense. Adding a new ad to your ad set. Again, I haven't found this to be totally true. Like, you want to have like 3 ads in play and be seeing which one's working better and turn one off. Now, this one's new. It says pausing your ad for 7 days. Now, this to me looks new. It could have been there for a while. And it's saying, hey, if your ads have been turned off for 7 days, so maybe you got too much work and you've turned them off, and it's saying you're coming back, it's now going to restart the learning over. Not a bad thing. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on why restarting learning phase isn't too bad. Changing bid strategy. Now, this one is interesting because we've always known, you've heard stories or myths from people like, oh, you scale at 20%. I don't get too caught up in this because if you look down below, it's saying, hey, if you scale from 100 to 101, it's a very interesting number that they've used. It won't cause it to trigger. So it's saying like a 1% change. It's saying, but if you go from 100 to 1,000, now that's quite a big change that's going to affect your learning phase. Now, here's my thing about it. You guys doing local ads, you're not going to probably get 50 conversions to happen in a week. Like, unless you're getting really bum leads and everything else, you're going to get a little bit less. So don't be afraid of this. The other thing is, if you're sitting there and you're like waiting, there's a long period that's going and you're burning money through that period. So I look for other indicators to give me that thing. Are my ads working? If I'm not getting a lead, can I look at something else to figure out, is the ad effective? Now, the other thing about a learning phase is sometimes you've got to think, Facebook is chewing through an audience. Now, it may lose its thing, like it may learn and start getting some really weird behavior in it. So I sometimes don't mind it when it resets the learning phase, that it goes back to the beginning and starts on the audience. So like I'm on the Gold Coast, so maybe it's working through the Gold Coast audience and it's gone off and now it's got very stubborn and it thinks it knows what a lead is. Sometimes I don't mind coming in and changing the ads to try and get it to reforce back in, to say, hey, I want you to learn again and start going back through the audience, like hit it over again. So my takeaway is, don't fear the learning, don't get caught up in it. And if you're using an agency and they're saying, hey, we can't make changes to your ads because it's in learning phase, we're going to sit back, and that keeps happening to you and your bank is not reflecting the leads, then by all means reach out and I'll probably put some more strategies around it. But yeah, it's a video today on learning phase.